In this video we give you a quick introduction to the whole workflow in Trading Conceiver. In order to compose your trading system, select the Composer tab. This is the core of Trading Conceiver. Start exploring the already implemented algorithms in the tree. We call them elementary because they are the building blocks of the final trading system. They are grouped into branches. Let's open the Technical Indicators based branch. You can see a list of branches. For instance, let's open the Wild Earth Moving Average. Each technical indicator sub-branch has several sections containing different elementary algorithms based on the indicator. There are algorithms for the base indicator, for smoothed versions of the indicator, algorithms that implement the concepts of derivative, gradient, tangent, incline, steepness, algorithms implementing the concepts of swings, algorithms comparing the price with the value of the overlay, and algorithms implementing intraday breakout. If we select one of them, you can read the explanation in the description pane, like the interpretation, used indicators, meaning the indicator it is based on, and the Boolean logic, meaning when the algorithm is true and when it is false. We can open another one, maybe involving volume, like the check-in money flow. And again, if you click on one of them, you see the description, interpretation, literature, signals. It is the signals given usually in the literature. Again, the used indicators and the Boolean logic. The patterns sub-branch contains elementary algorithms based on patterns, like minima, maxima, gaps inside and outside breakout. The candlesticks sub-branch contains elementary algorithms based on Japanese candlestick. You can see the typical names of candlestick formations. You must decide what elementary algorithms to use to define when to go long, when to go short, when to liquidate a long position, when to liquidate a short position, the stop loss, and the take profit. For instance, to define when to go long, once you pick up an elementary algorithm of your choice in the tree, like this one, put it in one of the slots by pressing the corresponding selection button. Adjust the algorithm by fine-tuning its input parameters. So you select the parameter and you can change its value. We can select an elementary algorithm for each slot available. Now you must decide how to combine the elementary algorithms by selecting the logical operators between them. You can build more complicated trading systems by grouping the algorithms through the logical parentheses. You need to repeat these steps for all the tabs of your interest. We just filled in the long tab. If you want to define when to go short, you will have to repeat the same process for the short tab, and so on for all the other tabs. Let's say you want to try out the signals you can find in literature regarding the MACD histogram. Go long when the MACD histogram is positive and go short when it is negative. So in the long tab, select the MACD histogram positive. In the description pane, we remind you what the literature says. A positive MACD histogram implies an uptrend, so go long. A confirmation to what we're doing. Put it in the first slot accepting the default values. Now in the Short tab, select the MACD histogram negative and put it in the first slot. Now you want to apply the old adage to consider the trend of the market in the long run. You want to go long only when the long trend is positive and go short only when the long trend is negative. To comply with this, you decide to use the exponential moving average indicator. In particular, you want to look at the angle of the exponential moving average, which is positive for a long market and negative for a short market. So in the Long tab, select the angle of EMA positive and put it in the second slot. In order to consider the long term, select a long look-back period for the EMA, let's say 120 days. This EMA is further averaged through a moving average, as is apparent in the name of the algorithm. Just ignore it for this quick introduction. Select the AND operator between the first and the second slot, which means that both conditions must be met for giving a long signal. Do the equivalent in the Short tab. Put the angle of the exponential moving average negative in the second slot, select the look-back period and the AND operator. As an extra precautionary condition, you want to go long only in the presence of a white candlestick and go short with a black candlestick. So put the white candle algorithm in the third slot in the Long tab and select the AND operator between the second and the third slot, and do the equivalent for the Short tab, where we will choose a black candle. We also add a trailing stop loss, which holds for both long and short position. So we open the stop loss branch and, for instance, select the standard deviation based stop loss. We select the stop loss tab and put the algorithm in the first slot. Now we change the value of the standard deviation multiplier to 2 instead of the default one. Results vary slightly according to the selection of the pane trailing stop loss follows. You can choose any for now. To keep things simple, we trade only at close, not intradaily. So we select the radio button only at close, consider only close. With this we have defined our trading system. So to sum up, here we define when to open a long position. We require that simultaneously the MACD histogram to be positive, the derivative of a long-term EMA to be positive, indicating an increasing trending market, and the day to be a white candle. We make the dual requests to open a short position. And here we define a trailing stop loss to liquidate the position should the market go in the opposite direction to the expected one. Now we need to decide what to visualize in the outputs, that is in charts and table. For that, select the Indicators main tab. As before, pick the indicators and algorithms of your choice in the tree and put them in one of the slots by pressing the corresponding selection button. Adjust the indicators by fine-tuning their input parameters. Probably you want to monitor the indicators you use in your trading system, so you want to chart and table the indicators and algorithms used in the Composer tab. These ones. So we select the MACD histogram. As we use the angle of the exponential moving average, we select both the angle of the exponential moving average as an indicator and a smoothed version of the exponential moving average as an overlay. We need to adjust their look-back period so that they match the one used in the Composer, 120 days. Furthermore, trading systems are conceived in order to make money, so we plot the capital, that is the equity line, too. Results of the trading system vary slightly according to the values chosen in the panes for price use and as moving average use. Choose any. Select the Profit main tab to input the parameters used for profit and loss calculations and other statistical data. Select all the 3 checked boxes determining the output windows to show, and then run the simulation by pressing the Run icon. The output windows, that is, charts, tables and statistics, will open up. Charts are for graphical analysis, and the curves offer an immediate evaluation. We can find the overlays we added, the exponential moving average. We can see the trailing stop-loss level for a long position and for a short position. It is apparent when the various combinations of the algorithms give long, green square, or short, red square signals. It's also evident when the stop-loss forces a liquidate, yellow square. This happens when the stop-loss level intersects the price. We can also see the indicators we added. We required the MACD histogram to be positive to open a long position. We also required the derivative of the long-term EMA, here represented by the angle of EMA, to be positive to open a long position. The capital or equity line shows clearly whether a trade is winning or losing. Whether a trade is winning or losing is obvious also by the fact that for an opening long position to be profitable, it must be closed at a higher level. For instance, this is a winning trade. Dual holds true for a short position, which must be closed at a lower level to be profitable. Charts are fully customizable. The table is for in-depth numeric considerations. You can watch details such as precise numeric values of all the quantities involved. For instance, you can see the buy-sell signals. There are long, short and liquidate signals, together with the level at which they occur. You can add columns for the profit and loss, profit per trade, and incremental profit. You can add the capital and the expenses, fees and taxes. You can also add the overlays and indicators selected. The signals given by the tabs, the long tab, the short tab, the stop-loss tab. For instance, here the long tab is giving a long signal and long position is opened. After a while, the stop-loss is triggered and the position liquidated. After a few days, the short tab gives its signal and the short position is opened. The statistics window summarizes the trading algorithm performance as a whole. Statistics output a very complete set of performance metrics about the trading system you conceived. A summary, performance, risk, extremes, expenses, time. Use these statistics to improve your trading system. If you hover the mouse over a metric item, a tooltip pops up explaining its meaning. As you can see, even with this very simple trading system, we are in positive territory, that is, it is profitable. After your analysis is complete, you can improve your trading system by modifying it in the Composer tab. Run it again and see the new results. Loop through the procedure we ran thus far. Up to now, we use the preloaded historical data in Trading Conceiver. You will want to use your own historical data file relative to the market of your interest. To check whether Trading Conceiver works with your historical data file, load your file containing the historical data, either selecting the menu File, Load Historical Data, or clicking the homonymous icon in the toolbar. Select your file. Use the various features of the window that pops up to correctly parse the file. Then press the button Trial. A simulation will be run with your historical data, but the algorithms used to compose the trading system and the indicators shown will be automatically selected. You cannot select or change them. This way you can test whether Trading Conceiver works properly with your own historical data file. If you are satisfied with what Trading Conceiver can accomplish and you think that it could be beneficial to your trading, and you verify that it can work properly even with your own historical data, you could consider buying a license. A licensed version runs simulation with your historical data files with no limitations. And I wish you a happy life.